Alright, and welcome to your demo review, Alexander. So right now, we're gonna watch this, this scrim that you play with Droid and T. Connors and them. Basically see what kind of fundamentals you do that are good or bad, and kind of see what you do right and wrong, so on and so forth. So let's get this shit on the road and see what you guys do. So I know this can probably be puggy because I know like all these players here. So let's see what you guys proceed to do here. So, drop contact, get the first kill. You're going in. So, like, okay, this is a good example right here, and that's just your crosshair placement really, really low. So you're not going to be tapping any heads if you just keep spamming like that. So obviously you get the headshot,
So
You're supposed to
hard.
play under the window, not
right?
Oh, I thought you meant.
So you got the headshot, right? But you're spamming your Glock, and when you spam your gun, the circle that the bullet spread to, right, becomes wider, and you just got a nice headshot there because you were spamming it and you're just aiming like his upper chest area. But usually, if you want to try to get those taps, you gotta aim at the head level and, shoot him in the face instead of getting lucky. So now we're going to an anti-eco round. You have Galil, 2 flashes of smoke, Droid's going out. You throw a flash, bad flash, it flashes your teammate because he's already going to be out, so you want to throw it behind him, over the roof behind you instead. So while your teammate's taking fire, while he's doing stuff, either peek with him or do like what you're doing now and move up and try to get positioning, right, to take these battles. Because you just standing there holding for like, I don't know, anything, they're not going to focus on you. Like, they're not going to wide peek to get to you. They're going to try to focus on getting Droid, and if they're going to wide peek, they're going to be looking at Droid. So if you get into a better position, like to just catch them off, it's really good for you to just get frags. So try not to hesitate when it comes to jumping off a plat. So 3v3, bomb's down right there. You should try to pick up bomb while the smoke's up. You should go plant. Rock guy dead. Re-smoke door. You should know now that both of them are E-box. There you go. Okay, so it's gonna pause. It's gonna be a full save, so we don't have to really watch this round too much. It should just be basic stuff. It's just frag. You're not gonna live. Well, alright, so now we come to the first gun round. This is like the most important round, right? Try to destabilize the CT's economies and get you guys a good early advantage to get the 5 rounds. Alright, so it's one guy close mid, underhand bad flash, that's not gonna flash anybody unless he's like maybe in danger. And because you throw like these poor flashes that either don't flash him or go too far behind him, you get punished. And so you go through the smoke, the flash doesn't get him, and he kills you, the double dink. So there, though, first flash, throw a good solid flash instead of it hitting the door and bouncing in front and basically not getting him at all. And your second flash, throw that better one a little bit higher up. That way it lands right outside of this door here by the door and it pops right in front of them. But your teammates still clutch out the round and you guys still have a decent economy. So you molly coop, it's okay. I would not toss bomb that way. Toss it back instead of forward. That way the enemies don't see it. As we can see, it's a major stack right here now. But if it's a gun round, you can do that. That'd be really bad. So don't practice any bad habits. All right, on to the next gun round. 3v3. 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 You spend money buying a deagle. I wouldn't spend money buying like that. That's a waste of $700. To where you can. I think you bought the deagle. I saw 700, so I don't know if that was the deagle or the nades. But if it was the deagle, don't spend your money on that because you guys don't have a lot of bank right now, and you guys want to try to retain as much money as possible. Once you start getting like 10, 11, 12,000 or more, that's when you can start buying those pistols. Alright, so you don't flash to get out because you know there's an opper and you don't really know where he's at. You just jump out and you get punished for it. Okay, either ask for a flash or, you know, throw whatever nades you have, right? Either flash yourself or if you have a smoke, throw that. So they get that round. Unlucky, but there's things you can do that are better. Okay, you're stuck in the smoke. Alright, your teammates just died under you. You should be able to hear those A1S shots going off, and you should be able to react fast enough. If you're not really reacting fast enough, maybe you gotta turn up your volume a little bit more. Anyone that's close range, everyone should be able to hear. If you can't hear it, there's something definitely wrong with your headset. Long range, it's understandable. You don't know where those bullets are coming from because the silencer suppresses the noise. So a couple of you guys are forcing just to bounce out the economy, which I don't mind. And then a couple of you guys have pistol nades. They throw a shit smoke, you should use that to your advantage and not go danger. You should peek from a wider angle, like behind the smoke instead of going through the smoke. In my opinion, that would be a better play. The shit smoke he can play around, but you can also play around. To run into your teammate's crosshair. Try to go behind the guy spamming instead of in front. You know, last guy's pizza. Okay, and so right there, right, you like hesitate. Like you don't want to peek, but you don't want to fall back to a better position. And because of that hesitation, you get killed because he peeks on you and he has peeker's advantage and he is able to shoot you before you're really able to shoot him. And so what you should have done there is either throw that smoke, wide peek as soon as your teammate dies because he just took, like, you know, the guy just sprayed at your teammate Genesis, and then, you know, you trade him out. Or you throw that smoke and you kind of hesitate, and instead of doing that, you can just fall back to the smoke and use the smoke as a wall, right? You can still go through it, but it's doubtful he goes through a smoke in a one-on-one situation where you know where he's at and he knows where you're at. And then you kind of just wait and hold an angle to where you have the advantage, and he kind of peeks into you, not expecting you there because maybe you're at like an off angle. And then there's another thing, you can just go through the smoke as well and try to go into E box quick and try to go to A before he reacts. But just standing there, like jiggling back and forth, is not good. You're not really jiggle peeking to where you're only showing your shoulder. You're constantly showing your shoulder, and so he's able to tag you up and kill you, especially because you have half HP. Okay, so you guys are just gonna save into the grinder. Unlucky. The pause coming out. So you're going with the shotgun. This tells me you want to work drop, and if you're gonna work drop, you want a Molotov because you want to be able to clear out the hard angles like underneath you, or cutting off E box, or mauling or smoking off window and then mauling E box just to get down. There's a lot of different ways you can approach drop, and you really need a Molotov to make it really simpler. But that's if you go drop, right? I don't know why you would go with a shotgun anywhere else, but maybe you'll surprise me. Nice flick. So lucky, nice flick on the guy drop. But if you had like a Molotov, you can get that guy under him. Or if you just peeked him, I think you could have got him as well. I mean, you just fucked that guy in the face, right? Just juggle peek, bait out some bullets, then re-peek again. Might have worked, but and that corner there and be long. I mean, there's not much you can do except maybe throw a better flash so you can get out and take that aim battle and just try to win the duel. Your teammate should have known there was a guy there posted on you, so expect him to flick to him. But maybe he thought that was gonna try to help you out. Unlucky though. But now AK full nades, which I like. Kind of in the back here, right? You're kind of really baiting. This is gonna be really risky. That's why a lot of people don't go out the window, right? Because of that angle right there. So either flash yourself out by popping it off the ground into the window and then going after it, or having a teammate flash for you, or be quick enough to shoot that guy in the face. But that's a tough shot to hit when you're jumping, and they have the advantage because you have to jump up. So in that situation, you saw like 2 or 3 guys coming from door. What you want to do is just spam the guy coop. I mean, you have a 50 caliber deagle. Those shots are going to go through, and they're going to do a pretty good chunk of damage, at least 20 to 30 damage each shot that hits. And if you can kind of just spam through it instead of trying to cross over like you did now, you won't expose yourself to all those people shooting at you. So next time, food for thought for next time. Again, tossing the smoke or the bomb forward. It looked like kind of slow reaction, like a statue, like you didn't expect him there, and it took you a second to really react to him. And so that definitely should have been an easy kill for you. But looks like he just beat you there. Unlucky. Unlucko bucko. Don't need to waste a flash there, by the way. They'll hear you if you fall down drop. Throwing a flash is not going to really do much. Ooh, that was a really ugly spray, by the way. 8.5. Should have been higher. You guys had a good lead. But whatevs. Okay, let's see where you're playing. Be long. So in this situation, when your teammate calls a lot A, there's a couple things you can do. If they want you to anchor B, right, because you just come back, get plat control and push through B, right? Very likely no one's going to be there, and if there is, it's going to be a one-on-one battle. So just walk up B long to get in the museum and just clear all the angles, right? And then once you get into museum, hold an angle and just wait for them to come back if they do come back, because eventually they do come back, as we can see on the mini map, and they're either going to go drop or they're going to go B long. And if you're either posted on B long or if you are pushed up, you'll be able to tell your guys, hey, come back, they're coming to B, blah blah blah, instead of going back and forth between connector and statue right here. You'll have a better positioning for the opponents if they do decide to come back. And even if they do commit to A, if you push through B long right away, you can come on the flank and help your teammates out, because getting stuck behind connector is really easy because of a door smoke and maybe a heaven Molotov or a heaven smoke as well. I know it's just pistol round, but for future reference, even on gun rounds, the same thing applies. So as we can see, they come B long. They know where you're at, so you kind of nice shot. E-box, drop guy should have told you, hey, they're down. Or maybe he did, maybe you just didn't react. But that was a nice shot on that first guy, and then you just gotta try to get that second guy, but you did your job by getting at least one. Okay, so he smokes B long. This is a good chance for you to get into a better position, like either on the stairs on plat or in plat corner in a little cubby, or getting close to the smoke, right? Or playing, you know, gay spot. But you holding, there's no need for you to like look at E-box there because your teammate's in E-box holding it. And now you come to plat a little bit late, right? You kind of gotta gamble, right? If there's guys there, they see you, and they know you're towards their sides. But if you go when there is a smoke up, they don't know if you're left or right side. And then you have to keep constantly spotting B long here, because you don't want them to walk out. If they walk out, they're going to kill Alter because he's in a bad spot. And you not holding B long can really put your teammates in a bad position. Teammate calls for the rotates. Lucky, going through rat hole is really dangerous. A lot of people pre-aim that already. Like a guy that's watching door will also watch rat hole because it's such an easy angle to just flick to, because you're going to go really slowly out the rat hole. So usually going out through door, heaven's your best bet. But you kind of like go through rat hole and they kill you, and your teammate goes through because they don't expect him to go through, and he's able to get, like, I think a frag there. Genesis, no armor? You'll hate to see it. So you're the window guy, have your gun out, right? Don't jump in. Alright, right here's pretty good. I mean, if you kill that guy faster, you reposition your crosshair a lot better, and you're probably able to get that second guy. But because you have to follow that guy that comes out, and he just goes, your crosshair has to catch up to him. By the time you get back, the second guy's already there, and because you just sprayed at that guy, it takes like half a second for your recoil to reset, and that second guy's able to kill you instead of you getting an easy 2K. So you gotta position your crosshair so you can kill these guys faster. You know they're gonna jump out the window right if they do peek, and so you just want to pre-aim higher above the window instead of the bottom base. So you saw like 1 or 2 guys there. You should call it out. Hey, 1 or 2 towards B. And so your teammates are rotating over. Well, as we can see, that guy threw smokes or smoke and a couple flashes, and they're gonna go towards A. Boom, towards A. And you guys won that round. Okay, you kind of throw like a really bad flash for that. You kind of want to throw it like, you know, from rock to flash your teammate. Once your teammate's already up there, you don't have to be up there. Going towards stairs, smoking deep right, mauling left side to get B long control is really good. Just to help out your teammate, right? You coming up here and dying, I mean, just to peek it, like, even if there's just a rifle or not an opera, I mean, your teammate's already over. If they don't see him, all you have to do is jiggle bait from the stairs or jiggle bait on the broken wall here and just jump up and kind of shoulder peek instead of full committing. That way they don't really expect that guy to be there. Boom, you hear a lot towards B. That guy just pops you in the dome, unlucky. Back 10s are good guns. Alright, so like 5 of those 7 bullets weren't on that guy, but luckily the 2 you did hit him with were enough to kill him. So you definitely should have won that battle. Okay, and so you kind of play around the smoke there a little bit. Like I saw you jump down. As soon as you kill that guy, go through door where your teammate's at, right? Your teammate's mid, or it was like towards A long. If you go through door, it's a lot easier for you to get out. You really don't have a spot where you're like in the air where you can't really shoot back. And your teammate can probably trade you up better if he's towards mid or A long. He has a better position, he can start holding different angles. Jumping out through heaven there's a little risky, especially with the smoke there. It could be good, it could be bad, depending on how much HP you have. You didn't have a lot, so it ended up being pretty bad because that guy only needed to scratch your left nut to kill you. So again, getting plat control is really strong. You don't really have to worry about E-box that much from plat control because you can just jiggle back and forth instead of like this, instead of putting your head on a swivel. See, like your teammate's about to do, right? He's gonna get on plat because plat's such a strong position to be in, and it just lets you see down a nice long line of sight and lets you fall back as well. Ooh, you just got your teammate killed. You better be able to get the trade here. Alright, no scope. You get him that time. But you definitely could have saved your teammate there from dying. But you whiffed the shot. No bueno. Okay. So your teammate just took over drop. You really don't have to watch G-boxes, you just killed the 2 guys in there. You know one guy's top drop, this last guy's a no. Good molly timing, you see a shoulder, but you don't react fast enough. Oh, starting to make a comeback. Again, your positioning is really, really bad because it looks like you're just not confident. And when you're not confident, you play really passive angles, and it leaves a lot of gaps. Especially on cobble, you can't really play that passive. Good turn from the flash. You should be commenting to your teammates, hey, I got E-box. You don't need to be looking there because your teammate's plat. You can't just clear like that window outside or inside that window, right, and not clear under the drop, because a lot of times people like to hide there because they can get on top of the wood thing to boost, and they won't boost, they'll just be them by themselves on top just holding an off angle. So it's going to become a real like 50-50 gamble when you clear retake drop. So when you start clearing it, it's either you have to look up, right, or look on the ground. And usually when they're in drop, they're usually on the ground. They rarely ever boost up. If there's 2 people in drop, then you know where the last 2 are at, and you can calm that to your teammates and they can get better positions. But if you're just going to try to clear it by yourself and you don't know if there's 1 or 2 in there, start from the bottom and work your way up. Jiggle peek it, boom, clear bottom, alright, jiggle peek it, clear top. If he shoots you from top when you're jiggle peeking and clearing bottom, then obviously, you know, you pre-aim the top. But it's just like you kind of half cleared it and then you didn't clear the bottom of it, and that guy got you because you thought he could be top or something. But that's usually how you want to clear out when you retake the drop room. Okay, that guy just gets a nice shot on you, but you guys still win it. Amazing. Alright, now see, look at, you're getting a little aggressive, playing a little closer up, playing a different position. Peeking it without a flash there. Okay, here you go. Okay, movement's a little hard, we get it. It's an old game, old engine. It happens, don't worry. So now here in this spot, right, you really can't watch the plow walk out if someone gets you on timing. This angle you can, but it's a really common angle for people to pre-fire, like this guy's going to. Oh, no. nice. That's using your teammates right to help you get a frag. Obviously, that guy wasn't blind, as we can see. But if there was a guy further back, he would have been blinded, and you still would have been able to get the kill. Luckily, that guy whiffed. But working together is the key to beating teams. So your teammate just died drop. As soon as your teammate dies drop, you should fall off of belong and start going towards either window or E-box. It took you like half a second there, maybe someone told you to do instead. And because you don't really have a good position because you don't take the initiative, you get killed. So again, be so aware of your surroundings, be aware of when your teammates die and when they don't die, and where did they die at. Make sure you have it where your minimap shows the entire map, or at least much of it to where it's in your immediate surroundings. So if you're playing B long, make sure you at least can see the guys in drop. If you're playing A, same thing, see the guys in drop. Me as an IGL, I made it so my minimap can see the entire map, so I see where everyone's positioning is at, and I can see what kind of info everyone's getting. So maybe you need that in order to see where your teammates are at, because right there you kind of like went towards B long even after your teammate died like 2-3 seconds, instead of just falling back and getting into a position to hold E-box or going to hold window. So now the match is paused, fast forward through this, and now you guys just got reset. Hopefully you guys can win this, because then there's going to be a match point. A rush, you're already here. Oh, you repeat the same angle, that guy's easily get a headshot on you. Because, they're walking up like 4 of us. Or 4 of them, I should say, and they're just able to really get at you with those rifles. So we're drawing to the conclusion of the demo. Again, looks like it's going to be more pistol armor from you guys. Okay, it's the last round. Alright, so your teammate's up on plat, and you're in coop. Now, the problem with this is, if your teammate peeks down B long, you can't really trade him out. If they're already pushing on the, let's say they smoke Olaf right in front of you here by the broken wall, your teammate's going to be in a kind of a bad spot where he has to battle alone. You can't really watch the run out to him, and you're not in a good position to trade. Especially, even if you do trade him, like let's say they wide peek to where T-Connors is at currently and he's on the stairs, you can see them, you'll see like their upper chest and their head, but you're going to be in a bad position because you're in coop and they can easily spam you and throw Molotovs towards you. So instead of being here, maybe being under the broken wall, right, and peeking with him, or being in this gay spot to the right, the gay cubby, right, I call it the gay cubby, whatever you want to call it, because it's a really hard angle to clear unless you expect it. And that, or you be up there with him hiding in the cubby on plat, hiding in the corner, letting him take first contact, have them molly him off, and then he baits them into you, or you bait them into him because he's in the cubby instead. That's a couple ways to play with your teammate. But if he's going to have B plat control, you definitely don't want to be here. You want to be somewhere where you can at least help him. Also, if he gets B plat control, you can also just rotate off, send 2 people towards A, 2 people drop, and this guy B long. Just a couple things you can do instead of just being here in coop. And so he dies, you really can't do much, right? So now you're throwing nades, and you're kind of just letting them out, right? You gotta tell your teammates, hey, I'm letting them out, I'm coop. Okay, now they know where I'm at. And as I said, right, you only see their head, upper chest area. They can spam you, so you gotta be careful with that. You kind of just wide peek, and your shots are just off the mark because you're kind of just tapping, and your crosshair's just not on him. And so it kind of comes back to like what I said earlier on T side. It is gotta work on that crosshair placement, gotta work on that spray control, the burst, taps, etc., etc. And so now this comes to the conclusion of the demo, right? I don't know if you guys lose or not. You guys lose it. That sucks. But some main points you got to keep in mind is using your teammates to help you get positioning on T side. If you're going to go out through the window, have a teammate flash for you, because a common spot for CTs to play is right under the window or far back, listening for the sound cue of you jumping up and falling down. The other thing, crosshair placement, like I just said, make sure you're aiming at head level. Make sure you're pre-aiming kind of where they're going to be at. If you're going to come swinging, pre-aim where you think they're going to be at, right? Since you're in cube, pre-aim towards the plat where you think their head's going to be at. Common place where I like to be is by the box, by the wood boxes up there, right? So pre-aim where head level is going to be, come out, and then if you have to, flick to their heads if they're not exactly where you want them to be, but at least come out pre-aiming where you think they're going to be. Work on your spray control a little bit more. Okay, you want to get the first 5, 6 bullets down to pinpoint accuracy, because those are the most accurate bullets for the AK and the M4. M4 has a little more, has about up to 8 or 9 that are straight down, where the AK has like 7 or 8. That's it. I think it's like 7 max, but you get what I'm saying. Next thing is positioning. You gotta have good positioning. When you're playing B long, you gotta make sure they don't jump out broken wall, because if they do a quick strat, if this was a better team, they might just throw a couple flashes out and just come and jump and go straight to sidewalk. If you're just hiding behind statue, you're just giving up so much of the site. They can run sidewalk, they can kill you guys E-box, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck, how did they get out? Alright, and so as a B long guy, you have to contest that as best you can. Once they start throwing smokes and nades, then you'll be like, hey, they can go sidewalk, and then that's when you fall back and hide behind statue. But you don't want to give it up right in the beginning. You always want to contest as much as possible. And then, as I said in the last round, positioning with your teammates, find a way to work together. When that guy flashed for you B long, when you were broken wall, you were able to kill that opper. No, he wasn't blind, but if there's a guy back there with an AK or an op, that guy's blind. That guy was just in a really good spot to counter that flash. But we're still able to get a kill in, and that's a good way to work with your teammates. Alright, so that's all I saw from this demo right now. I know this isn't like a team environment, so you guys don't have strats, setups, blah blah blah. But there are still some things that I could see fundamentally wrong with your style of Counter-Strike play. Obviously, you're not like the worst player, but there's some things that you need to work on that you can be better at. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you next time.